And welcome to Sustainable Talks with Maria J. I'm Maria J, and this is my channel where we'll be talking all things sustainability, from plastic, recycling, waste management, the ocean, environment, through to fossil fuels, the industry, economy, political stuff, and sustainable lifestyles. So if you have any comments or areas of interest that you want to learn more about or find out more about, please just comment below and I will make a video about it for you guys. So without further ado, let's get into it. Sustainability has been a hot word for a while now. A lot of companies and businesses tend to use it in their reports as their websites to make them sound good, because so many people are starting to care about the environment more. A lot of companies are like, you know, we're working on sustainability, we're a sustainable company, but a lot of times I find that lots of companies don't really get it right. They just put the words in there to make themselves sound good, but when you dig in deeper and try to find out what they're doing to be sustainable, it kind of falls short. Well, sustainable development, according to the UN, is the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability for future generations to meet their own needs. So that's ensuring that future generations basically have the same accessibility to the stuff that we have right now. So whether it's fresh drinking water, good quality of air, a nice comfortable living environment, and obviously accessibility to jobs and all that other stuff as well. So it's about having the ability to support life on Earth infinitely and making sure that we maintain a good status of the environment, because we humans are so dependent on the environment. We're dependent on the environment for air, for our water, we're dependent on the land for our food, both vegetables and meat, and we're so dependent on natural cycles as well. So like monsoonal rains, El Nino, El Nina. Alright, so the definition of sustainability is quite broad. So it's basically just maintaining the development of society for the long term, so that we are continually developing and we don't run out of resources to develop, because we don't really want to go back to the caveman ages. There's nothing wrong essentially with development, it's just making sure that we get it right with development. So sustainability looks at the world in three spheres. So currently there's a lot of focus on the economy and economic growth as a determinant of how successful countries are, but it's also lacking a focus on the environment and society. So sustainability looks at the world in three spheres: the economy, society, and the environment. A really good way to remember it is people, planet, and profit, the 3 Ps. So sustainability tends to look at that in balance, so that each sphere has equal weight. So for example, the current capitalist system looks at economic growth, as I mentioned, but it kind of neglects society and the environment down towards the bottom. So like you have quality of standard of living and quality of life, but they're not as important as economic growth. And even when you're looking at standard of living and quality of life, the first thing you look at is income. But income doesn't necessarily mean you have a good quality of life, because what if the air is really crap but you're earning heaps of money? Like, doesn't mean you're having a great quality of life. So there's a few issues in terms of measuring quality of life and economic growth and all that development stuff. When thinking sustainability, that's how I tend to think about it. So when I'm about to, you know, go shopping or something, I tend to think about the 3 Ps before I make a purchase. So for example, when I'm going shopping for clothes, I might, not necessarily, but I might walk into H&M and I might find an item that I really like, but then I'll be like, okay, look at the cost. Like, so I look at the cost, and I don't only consider the cost for me, but also my money is in a voting position. So by spending that money at H&M, what am I necessarily telling the economy? What am I necessarily voting for with my money? Pretty much I look at maybe where it's made as well, what material has been used, and that can determine my social aspect. Am I supporting wages in less developing countries? And to help make that decision, also I will also probably look into H&M and find some research about how they pay their employees. And then obviously in the environment, so if it's a synthetic product, then I'm probably going to be releasing microplastics every time I wash it into the ocean. If it's a cotton or something, then that might be more preferable for me to buy because it is a natural fiber. So when going about my daily life, I try to consider the 3 Ps in everything I do, and a lot of companies are starting to do that now as well. They will look at, you know, with a lot of engineering and development firms, they look at how are they going to construct buildings, what kind of materials they're going to use, how are the buildings going to be used by people, because you don't want to build a building that's not going to be used by people. So they have a look at that. They also have a look at like what's the impact on the environment, and also how could they improve the local environment. So for example, they might go into a town, they might bring in a new shopping center. That shopping center brings economic growth to the area, but instead of having like a boring brick building, they might make a nice timber one, or they might include a lot of greenery within the space to make it a nice environment to shop in. But that's what sustainability means to me. So with sustainability, it's about my impact on the 3 Ps, people, planet and profit, and that helps make me decide a lot of the things I purchase and a lot of the things I do in life as well. It's not necessarily easy. It's probably taken me about 4 years to become where I am now in terms of sustainability. It was a really long and slow process, but I feel like every year I'm taking on a new challenge, a new goal to become more sustainable. I would love to hear about what you think about sustainability, what it means to you, what actions you guys are taking to be more sustainable, and if you have any goals for the year to live a more sustainable life. And of course, any comments about topics that you're interested in learning more about, definitely let me know and I'll make a video about that. And I'll see you guys next time. I'll leave you with my favorite saying: every action has a reaction. So every time you do something, there will be a flow-on effect, whether it's good or bad. So just keep that in mind, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.